I'm conscious that transport is devolved, but what I've heard already in the debate tells me that there's a lot of similar themes. My constituency, North East Fife, is quite a rural one, and I've spent a couple of days in recent weeks travelling around my constituency on the bus with those who use wheelchairs to understand better the challenges that they face. And part of the reason why they are using public transport is because other options are limited. There is a distinct lack of accessible taxis in North East Fife and beyond. That's a licensing and an economic issue, but what we find is a lot of these taxis are used for school contracts, which means that if a member of the public wants to utilise them, they can't access them, and that's a real challenge. But as the honourable member pointed out, getting to the bus stop in the first place is a challenge. Pavements, dropped curbs and indeed street furniture. When I was out with a constituent the other week, we actually had to move road signs from the internal roadworks that we've had in Guardbridge in order for her to get to the bus stop in the first instance. And then there's just the fact that getting onto the bus, you only have space in most cases for one wheelchair. So if somebody's a wheelchair user who's friends with somebody else who uses a wheelchair, you can't go to things together. So there is already a real impact on people's lives in that regard. As well as that, different types of buses, and we experience them all in our days in North East Fife. It means that for some, you have to give 2 hours notice that you want to have a wheelchair and you want to use a bus, so that the bus provider can ensure that the bus that you can use is provided, which I just find bizarre that we're in that situation. But also, the modes of buses mean in some cases a wheelchair user can literally have people leaning across them in order to pay their fare. That's such an invasion of their privacy. And the other challenge in a rural constituency where we've had ongoing changes and reductions in bus services is that there are multiple buses sometimes required to get between population centres. I had a constituent who lived in Guardbridge, worked in Cooper, but now has to go to St Andrews and then to Cooper so that she can get to her place of employment. That doesn't feel like a real choice for wheelchair users.